this episode of Shifting TV as we talk with Sheila Pai about nonviolent communication. Sheila is published author of Nurturing You, a woman's mindful self-care guide to cultivating peace, ease, and joys. She is all about nurturing connection and sprouting peace at a living family. Please welcome Sheila Pai. Let's talk a little bit today about NVC. It's something that I've been introduced to over the past year. It's a brand new way of communicating for myself, with my husband, with my kids. It's awesome, but it's not how I was taught to communicate. It's not how I see people out in the world communicating. So tell us a little bit more.
So NVC was started by a man named Dr. Marshall Rosenberg, and his whole focus was on what is the nature of language that encourages people to give from a compassionate heart, and what is the nature of language that causes people to enact violence. Whether it's talking through my own feelings and needs, or thinking about somebody else's with my child or my partner or the parents that I work with, or even just walking around in the street like the lady at the co-op today who was, having a hard day maybe. But that ability to use these 4 steps over and over again, instead of having to go through learning so many different things and applying so many different things. It's simplified. I love that fact about it.
Sounds like you can make a routine out of it.
Right.
So tell us again the 4 steps.
So it's observation, feeling, need, and then request. So
Okay.
making a clear observation, identifying the feelings and the needs, either yours or other people. This is my take on NVC. I don't think you're going to read this everywhere, and there are lots of awesome NVC books that talk about parenting, but I use it mostly in a nurturing way for you. So you're looking at what you're feeling, because the more centered you are in you, your child is going to chill right out into that flow.
Oh yeah.
Some
days when you're running late and somebody else is running late, and that centeredness is like
not present.
It's not present.
Right. And so that idea of these parenting books that I was reading with my kid, the first child that I had, was they were very focused on what to do with your kid, what to do about your kid. It was very focused on what to get your kid to do or not to do, or how to talk to your kid about what they're doing or not doing. I'm much more focused on you talking about how you're feeling and what you're needing, because as soon as you're there for your kid. Yeah. You can be present for your kid. Half the time I'm okay, but maybe there's other things going on, like you have somewhere you want to go.
You have an agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's an agitation that comes up, My daughter today asked about that. Same thing, she could sense it, like, how come you want to go?
As in, why do you want to leave?
Yeah, because I wanted to come here, I said. I want to make sure I'm on time. So I'm feeling a little anxious about being on time.
And how did she respond?
She understands that.
Yeah. Kids already know this language.
They just want to hear you say what they know is going on.
How true is that?
This is what I know for myself from the difference between the parenting books that I was reading, which are awesome. It's not that they're not helpful. It's just that I wasn't hearing this other piece of me. I was the one always getting, the difference between me getting upset and me not getting upset is not what my kid is doing, it's how I'm feeling. We all know this when we look at what happens. Some days they write with crayon on the floor and I'm like, it's okay. Crayon goes on the paper,
But little vinegar and water.
Yeah, exactly. Other days I'm like, what? Like through the roof. It's totally me.
So how do you find your centeredness? How do you come from that spot?
What am I feeling? What am I needing? As much as I possibly can. And I really focus whenever, especially when I'm coaching with parents, is not about perfection. It is about presence. Yeah. Every time you're present, it counts.
There's such a difference too. I feel like in being present and thinking that you're feeling present.
Yeah.
And how many times do we put up a wall between us and our kids simply because we're the ones that's hurting? Yeah. And we build that wall and we forget sometimes to take it back down.
Yeah. And there's also an intense need. I have such an intense need. I really need you to do what I need right now. Like, I need you to do something so I can meet this need right now.
How do you coach parents then to tap into that place of what are you needing, what are you feeling? Because it doesn't come standard.
No. I have a nice handy dandy handout that says lots of feelings on one side and lots of needs on the other, so that we can get fluent with the vocabulary that we don't have. We have mad and happy. and sad. You know?
And frustrated.
So, maybe. But with kids, mostly they get, you know, are you mad, are you sad, are you happy? We would like for you to always be happy.
Yes. Now, I know that when I have friends who their kids are able to express things that my kids don't, I'm almost like, oh, I'm not doing it right. My kid can't say that. So a parent who their kid only knows happy or sad, what's the first step? What do you teach them to teach their kids? How do you get them that very first step long ago? Some of our viewers, their kids only know happy, sad, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because they're wanting to learn more. What do you say? How do you coach that?
Start with you. How many times do you tap into the feelings that you're having beyond happy and sad and angry? You know, underneath frustrated and angry, they're scared. You know? And they're scared because there's a real need for something. You know, when parents get angry, often there's a need for safety or peace or some kind of ease. There's no conflict. This is what I like about nonviolent communication. There's no good and bad. There's no judgment. It is the absence of judgment that brings that compassion. And so it's okay to feel angry and then to figure out what's beneath that.
Absolutely. As a very new NVCer, someone who's had it in my life for maybe 6 to 9 months, and I've maybe used it 6 to 9 times in those 6 to 9 months. When I have, it's felt really awesome.
You notice
I've seen my husband be like, oh, you're not blaming me. You just want to talk about this. Oh, I can do that.
It's clarity.
Whereas before it would have been like,
yeah.
And it was very
I have a need. I can't handle what you need. Not a need. But then when you can express it in a way where it's like, well, I can do that. I can meet that need. We're here. We're together. We're connected. This feels good.
And then it does feel good.
Yeah.
It really does. So for a family that's open to NVC, I would think it would be a great place to start maybe just posting on the walls 5 different emotions. And this week we're going to talk in those emotions.
I love signs. I'm a visual person. If it's not in front of my face, does it exist? I can't remember. You know, it's really like that, especially, you know, when you're a parent and you're just like, okay, food, sleep, potty, you know, like what else is there? This is important. It's really important to you. So make it happen in your life. Make a sign. If you need to put a reminder on your phone, I'm working on a Nurturing You app where hopefully you can like program stuff yourself, you know, like reminders, like put down phone even.
That's a beautiful one to put on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. Once the need is clear, then you can see the flexibility in the solution. When it feels like the strategy has to be this way. And has to is one of the things outside of nonviolent communication and NVC, right? Have to, should, you know, these are challenging to like get rid of fully, but you know, there's so much freedom in the solution finding when the focus is on the need and not conflicting at the strategy level. It's okay that she tried to hit me. I see her need and we can meet in another way.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Now, when you talk about worry, and I can just hear myself saying this, so I know other people are thinking it, well, I don't want my kid telling me every day that I'm worried, or but at the same time, they're feeling it anyway. I can just see people. I don't want to introduce my kid to that word because then he's going to be worried about it.
I don't want to introduce my kid to my own anger. I don't want to tell my kid I feel angry right now. I don't want to tell my kid I feel sad right now. Some people use that, you know, you didn't comb your hair, I feel sad. This is something my parents do. Right? Yeah. There's that it would be a violent way of using it, right? But when you're just honest about it, I feel really angry right now. I need to go into the other room. To watch your parents have the same feelings you actually have and name them and work through them is so empowering. That's what we want for our kids. We want them to learn how to deal with anger because they're human and they're going to feel angry. Adults get angry all the time. We want them to know how to deal with devastation from loss of a dream, of a toy, or what, you know, whatever. And yet we don't model that. We hold it back from them. We only show them our happiness, and then we guilt and shame ourselves when we feel angry instead of just naming it. I felt angry. That's not what I wanted to do.
So starting today, people can help start breaking that cycle.
Yeah.
Start looking for, I'm sure there's tons of information, YouTube,
I have
free resources. What's the best free resource that you can give people to learn more about NVC?
Yeah, I have a communication quick guide on the website.
Okay.
And you can get, there are 3 resources combined together. One is that feelings and needs list. You can just print out and throw it up there.
So we can get that from your website.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you can also get, it's like a slideshow that I did of it's kind of an introduction, an overview, where I even put some videos in there from YouTube that are helpful.
Fantastic.
From Dr. Rosenberg and some parenting ones from other trainers.
Okay.
And some links that you can go to and link out to other things. So all those resources are in there, and there's one other resource that I can't remember what it is right now, but it's kind of a package deal, so you can just really dive in to that process and chew on it for a while. It's okay to take time to digest it. This is a lifestyle change, actually, and it's valuable.
So we're going to go to sheilapai.com, tons of free resources on NVC. Dr. Rosenberg is the founder of NVC. Teachers, parents, anybody, if you're looking for this with yourself, your own relationship with self, what a gift to give each other.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here. Sheila is authoring a brand new book. Look for it coming in July. You can sign up for her email newsletter on her website. She's also running Nurturing You program, so please go to this website if you like what Sheila has to say. You can do sessions via Skype. You do community calls. You do a ton of free resources out there.
Especially around NVC.
Around NVC, around parenting. So if you're looking for somebody new to add into your arsenal of tricks, check out Sheila.
Thank you so much for
Thank you so much for being here.